I'm only sleeping, take one.
When the Beatles finished up their 1965 UK tour, they voted down the idea to make another movie in 1966, giving them a 3-month break from music, after which they started recording for their new album on April 6, 1966, with a new composition titled Mark I before John Lennon giving it the throwaway title, Tomorrow Never Knows. After that, they would spend over 300 hours in the studio recording their next album, Revolver. And to commemorate the album's box set release, I will be reviewing Revolver. The album kicks off with the George Harrison-led Taxman. As you can tell from the title, the song was a protest against the 95% super tax rate brought on by Harold Wilson. Recording for the song started on the 21st of April, recording 11 takes of the song, and ended on the 21st of June. This is probably one of my favorite George Harrison songs, especially with that punchy guitar. But probably my favorite part of the song is Paul's guitar solo. Overall, a great song. After Taxman fades out, it goes into Eleanor, Rigby, a song where the only Beatle on the song is Paul's vocals. The song broke traditional pop music standards with George Martin's double-string quartet arrangement, and the song is probably one of the most popular off the album, which it deserves. It's a song I really like, especially the parts where the violin plays with Paul's higher notes. After Eleanor, Rigby is I'm Only Sleeping, a psychedelic rock song written about the joys of staying in bed. I find the song calming and a nice listen, and kind of a breather after the two great songs of Taxman and Eleanor Rigby. Probably the best part of the song is the reverse guitar solo. After I'm Only Sleeping, we get the second George Harrison-led song on the album, Love You Too. This song shows how the Beatles were welcoming new recording techniques and studio tricks instead of the conventional pop and rock and roll music. Recording for the song started on the 11th of April under the title Granny Smith to the 13th of April. This is a pretty good song from George, and I find it one of the best off the album. Overall, a great listen. Next after is Here, There, and Everywhere, a soft rock song which Paul McCartney started to write while in John's house waiting for him to get out of bed. Like I'm Only Sleeping, I find this a nice calm song and another good breather from the great Love You Too. After we get another one of the Beatles' most popular songs, Yellow Submarine. It's one of the only kid songs by the Beatles, and I'm not a huge fan of it. It gets really repetitive and boring at some points, but the best part of the song is probably the part in the middle where they're making different sounds and talking into cups. After Yellow Submarine is the side one closer, She Said, She Said, an acid rock song recorded when the Beatles realized they were one song short for the album's track list. Work on the song started in March shortly before the recording for the album started with a demo from John Lennon, but was quickly recorded in a hectic 9-hour session on the 21st of June. This is a pretty good song, especially the opening guitar riff that kicks off the song, and is another one of the best rockers off the album. Side 2 opens up with Good Day Sunshine, a pop rock song which Paul McCartney started writing at John's Surrey house, drawing inspiration from the sunny day. This is a pretty good opener to side 2 with the piano opening up the song, and a pretty catchy song as well, especially the fade out. After the fade out is the song And Your Bird Can Sing, a song which John Lennon said was another one of his throwaway songs. While the song has a catchy guitar riff and guitar parts, it can feel repetitive at some points, but still is a good song nonetheless. After is the shortest song on Revolver, For No One, a mix of barbecue pop and chamber music that was written by Paul in the bathroom of a ski resort while on holiday with Jane Asher, his girlfriend at the time. The song only features Paul and Ringo as the only Beatles playing the song with a French horn solo by Alan Civil. I find this a nice song and a good listen. It may be short, but what it packs into a short time frame is pretty good. My favorite part of the song has to be the before mentioned French horn solo before the final verse. Overall, a good song. After For No One is Dr. Robert, a rock song recorded in only 7 takes with overdubs occurring a couple days after recording on the 19th of April. This is a pretty catchy song and another one of the best rockers off the album. One of the best parts of the song has to be the well parts in the song that slow it down. Overall, another good song. After Dr. Robert is the last George Harrison written song on the album, I Want to Tell You, which starts off with the guitar riff fading in. His initial third contribution to the album was Isn't It a Pity, a song that would appear on his album All Things Must Pass 5 years later. It was recorded from the 2nd of June to the 3rd of June. During the recording of the song, due to George's habit not to title the songs, Lennon jokingly called it Granny Smith Part Friggin' 2, as a nod to the working title of Love You Too. This song is another great psychedelic rock song and another one of the best off the record, especially those backing vocals and harmonies. Overall, a great listen. The following song is one of my favorite Beatles songs in general, Got to Get You Into My Life, a Motown homage rock song recorded from the 7th of April to the 17th of June. Like I said before, this might be one of my favorite Beatles songs of all time, especially with those horns throughout the song. The cover of the song by Earth, Wind & Fire is also amazing, which if you want to check out, is linked in the description. Overall, another great song. But after the fade out of Got to Get You Into My Life, we get the best track off the album and one of the most experimental tracks the Beatles would ever make, and one of the greatest songs ever, Tomorrow Never Knows. Written after John Lennon read The Psychedelic Experience, a manual based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and his experiences with the drug LSD. The song also pioneered tape loops or sampling, where a tape will play a sound and keep playing it over and over again, which is used for Paul's bass, Ringo's drums, and sound effects. The song itself is amazing, with John's double-track vocals and his vocals through a Leslie speaker during the second half. The backwards guitar solo straight out of Taxman. The song is amazing and a great closer to one of the Beatles' greatest albums. In conclusion, this is an amazing album. It has some of the best and most popular Beatles songs and some of my all-time favorites by them. And the most impressive part is how they all did that in only under 35 minutes, with the song averaging 2 minutes and 40 seconds. But as I said earlier, this is one of the greatest albums the Beatles have ever made, and it deserves that in every way. But with all that out of the way, my name is Aidan, and I'll see you later.